Hello everyone, my name is Brayden, this is Airless Quill9, and in today's video we are going to take a look at the subclasses update for Unearthed Arcana that just came out a few days ago. This actually came out like maybe a couple days after I gained access to the Forgotten Realms books, so there's a lot of content to cover. So I wanted to do a quick video on this content since I haven't really done a video on Unearthed Arcana content recently. Sorry for that. Just have been busy covering other things. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So there are, what, 5 subclasses in here? 2 for the Barbarian, 1 for the Fighter, 1 for the Monk, and 1 for the Paladin. Most of these are actually from, are actually revisions of Xanathar's Guide classes, or subclasses. So we're going to take a look at these. The first one is the Path of the Spiritual Guardian. This is a rework of the Path of the Ancestral Guardian from Xanathar's Guide to Everything. So we're going to see what changes they have made here. I mean, obviously they've changed the introductory text here. They do have some design notes on what they've done here. So let's take a look here. Here are the main updates from the subclass, formerly Path of the Ancestral Guardian. So Spiritual Protectors, formerly Ancestral Protectors, has been redesigned. Feature now splits the effects of the original feature along with new effects as options when you hit a creature while your rage is active. It's kind of neat. Spirit Shield now scales with their rage damage bonus. That's nice. Vengeful Spirits, formerly Vengeful Ancestors, is a new feature that allows you to make an additional attack when you roll an 18 or higher on an attack roll. Okay, that's kind of neat too. Okay, so let's take a look here at Spiritual Protectors. Your rage summons Spectral Warriors to your aid. While your rage is active, when you hit a creature with a weapon or an unarmed strike. So that's new. It becomes the target of the spirits, which causes one of the following effects of your choice. Distract. Until the start of your next turn, the target has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you or another barbarian who has this feature. So that is the part that is present here. And protect. Until the end of the target's next turn, the next time it hits a creature other than you with an attack roll, that creature has resistance to the attack, or to the damage dealt by the attack. Okay, so they have split these up. So it used to be you get both of these. Now you have to choose which one you want. But there is a new option, Strike. The target takes an extra 1d6 damage, which can be acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, or thunder damage. Your choice. That is the best option. But you could do any of these. So this is new. And these are old. So you only get to choose one of these. Distract is decent. Protect is way better than Distract, honestly. That's very good. This is the lowest option, honestly. And then this is really good. Yeah, these two options are very good. I would do protect over distract every time. That's just my opinion. Overall, though, decent change. I wish you could choose 2 of these, since the old version kind of did both of these. Well, it did do both of those. But honestly, I think they should get rid of distract and put something else here, because protect is just much better. Well, I don't know if it's much better, because distract lasts until the start of your next turn, so that's decent. And then this is until the end of the target's next turn, so it does last less. But resistance is very good. And disadvantage is good, but not as good. Now an extra d6 damage, that is good. All right, so let's get to level 6. This is Spirit Shield. Your guardian spirits can project supernatural protection to those you defend while your rage is active. When another creature you can see within 30 feet of you takes damage, you can take a reaction to reduce that damage. To determine the amount the damage is reduced by, roll a number of d6s equal to your rage damage bonus and add them together. I need a reminder. When does rage scale? Rage damage bonus, so it scales at 9th level and at 16th level. Okay, so 1 level earlier for that part, and 2 levels later for that part. It's not horrible. I do like the simplicity of that change, though. So I actually approve the way they changed it. And it's still a fairly decent option, so I don't mind that. I still think this is a really good option. Spiritual Protectors is still great as well. Let's see, consult the spirits. You gain the ability to consult with your guardian spirits. When you do so, you can cast the augury or clairvoyant spell without expending a spell slot or material components. Rather than creating a spherical sensor, this use of clairvoyance invisibly summons one of your guardian spirits to the chosen location. Wisdom is your spellcast ability for these spells. After you cast either spell in this way, you can't use this feature again until you finish a short or long rest. This is exactly the same. No changes. Which I'm okay with. And then we got level 14, Vengeful Spirits. When you make an attack roll with a melee weapon as part of the attack action and roll an 18 to 20 on the d20, you can make 1 additional attack roll with the same weapon as part of that action. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until the start of your next turn. Okay, so that's amazing. Melee weapon as part of the attack action. You can make 1 additional attack roll. Same weapon as part of that action. Honestly, this is pretty great. 18 or 20 on the d20. I don't really have a meaning for the colors. Well, I guess I kind of do. I'm scaling it. This is amazing. This is good. This is average or the same. This is not as good. And then this is horrible. Vengeful Spirits, though, pretty good upgrade. What did this used to do? When you use your Spirit Shield to reduce the damage of an attack, the attacker takes an amount of force damage equal to the damage that your Spirit Shield prevents. Not bad. I do think this is better, though. I mean, a full extra attack is really good because it also can benefit from spiritual protectors. It can also deal extra damage. And you can also tack on a, a weapon mastery on top of that. So, yeah, this is pretty good. I really like that. Capstone. I think that is a really decent change. Overall, I think I like this update for Path of the Spiritual Guardian. Yeah, I think that is pretty good. I don't know here. This might not be as bad as I think. Yeah, that might not be as bad as I think. Because this is limiting. Yeah, honestly, this subclass is probably pretty good as is. I think they could go ahead and publish this without any changes. I think that's pretty decent. All right, let's go ahead. Path of the Storm Herald. This wasn't a great subclass for what I remember. Actually, it was pretty bad. Storm Aura was fairly bad. So let's see what design notes they have here and what they changed. Storm Aura now scales with your rage damage bonus. Okay, good. In addition, Tundra has been redesigned to reduce a creature's damage instead of applying temporary hit points. Okay, interesting. Raging Storm has each environment redesigned. Desert now makes a creature that failed the saving throw start burning. Sea can now chain the lightning bolt to another creature. Tundra now deals cold damage and halves a creature's speed. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So level 3, Storm Aura. Whenever you activate your rage, choose Desert, Sea, or Tundra. You extend an aura in a 10-foot emanation, originating from yourself for the duration of your rage. Your aura has an effect that activates when you enter your rage, and you can activate the effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. Your aura's effect depends on the chosen environment as detailed below. If your aura's effect requires a saving throw, the DC equals 8, plus your proficiency bonus, plus your constitution modifier. That is the same. Okay, Desert. When this effect is activated, roll a number of d4s equal to your rage damage bonus and add them together. Each creature in the aura must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take fire damage equal to the number rolled. That is not as good. Succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take fire damage equal to the number rolled. You can choose one creature you can see in your aura to automatically succeed on the saving throw. I don't hate it. I don't think it's great. I would instead allow you to choose which creatures make the saving throw, and that would make it better. Otherwise, I don't like abilities that can damage your allies. It just seems counterintuitive and sloppy. Yeah, I really don't like that. Like, this is fine, but this is just making up for the fact this is just making up for this. So why not just allow them to choose which creatures make it? This would be much simpler to do. C. When this effect is active, I mean, overall though, this desert is much better than this one. Granted, this had very low damage, but it did affect all creatures in the aura. So, it's better, but I still don't love it because of this. That really hurts it. Okay, C. When this effect is activated, roll a number of d6s equal to your rage damage bonus and add them together. Nice. You can then hurl a bolt of lightning at one other creature you can see within your aura. The target makes a dexterity saving throw, taking lightning damage equal to the number rolled on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. See, that's good. So overall, I like C. Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. So C is a lot better than Desert right now. Okay, Tundra. And I can see why this is D6s and this is D4s, because this is an aura thing, and then this is a single target. So C is fine. I like C. Okay, Tundra. When this effect is activated, roll a number of d4s equal to your rage damage bonus and add them together. You can choose one other creature you can see within your aura to harry it with icy spirits. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw, or it subtracts the number rolled from the next damage roll it makes before the start of your next turn. Interesting. Like, that's the middle one. Huh. Okay. Not horrible. These are definitely better, I think, than the old versions. However, they are not perfect. This is pretty mid for me. All right. Level 6, Storm Soul. The storm grants you benefits even when your aura isn't active. The benefits are based on the environment you choose for your storm aura the last time you entered your rage. Desert, you gain resistance to fire damage. As a magic action, you can touch a flammable object that is being aura carried by anyone else and cause the object to start burning. Cool. Not bad. C, you gain resistance to lightning damage. Lightning is I'm not gonna say it's a better damage resistance. It's not true. Fire is honestly better. Lightning's more rare. You can breathe underwater. Cool. You also gain a swim speed equal to your speed. Not amazing, but does pair very well with that. So overall, I like C. Maybe just a little bit better than Desert. Tundra, you gain resistance to cold damage. As a magic action, you can touch water and turn a 5-foot cube of it into ice, which melts after 1 minute. Section fails if a creature is in the cube. That's pretty mid as well. So C, in my mind, is the most useful option. Otherwise, Desert would probably be my go-to. Unless, for some reason, you're in the Tundra and need that resistance. So honestly, that's kind of mid as well. Level 10, Shielding Storm. You can use your mastery of the storm to protect others. Each creature of your choice within your storm aura has the damage resistance you have from the Storm Soul feature. That's basically the same thing as old Shielding Storm. Nothing new there. Oh, I didn't even notice that the old versions did like a very similar thing as well. So they didn't even change anything here other than this applying burning. Wait, C can now chain the lightning bolt to another creature. What the hell are they talking about? Oh, they're talking about Raging Storm. I'm dumb. Okay, Raging Storm. The effect is based on the environment you choose for your storm or desert. Once per turn, when a creature you can see fails its saving throw against your storm aura effect, you can cause it to start burning for 1 minute or until your rage ends. A burning creature takes an extra 1d4 fire. It's kind of neat. So 2d4 fire damage total at the start of each of its turns, as per the burning effect. I don't hate that. There's the limitation, though. C. Whether the target fails or succeeds on its saving throw against your storm aura effect. Now see, that's what we're talking about. A bolt of lightning leaps from the target to another target of your choice, which must be within 30 feet of the first target. The new target makes the same dexterity saving throw as the first target. He's just so much better. That's as expected. Tundra, once per turn. When a creature you can see fails its saving throw against your storm aura effect, you can cause it to take 2d4 cold damage. Pretty low. Here. I mean, this is low, but... And its speed is halved until the end of your next turn. See, none of these are bad, actually. I will say that. See, if it's one creature here, why isn't this V6s as well? That's my question. And arguably, Desert is technically better than Tundra, because the burning won't end on that target that you initially chose. It just goes on for 1 minute or the duration of your rage, unless they put it out. Tundra, you have to choose the target every single turn for it to take that damage and the effects. So Tundra's worse off than Desert in this case. This is better, but not good. See, I'm just not a big fan of the design of Path of the Storm Herald. They had the opportunity to do something really cool with it. They just keep missing the mark. It's kind of disappointing, honestly. All right, Cavalier Fighter. This is a pretty good subclass from what I remember. Okay. Cavalier. So what did they change here? Here are the main updates on the subclass since appearance in Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Unwavering Mark has no limited uses. Oh. Well, that's crazy good. Ferocious Charger has been redesigned to give a burst of speed during the first round of each combat. Okay. We'll see how they change that then. Okay, let's go. Level 3, bonus proficiency. You gain proficiency in one of the following skills of your choice: animal handling, history, insight, performance, or persuasion. Alternatively, you learn one language of your choice. So that is exactly the same. Born to the Saddle. You have advantage on saving throws made to avoid falling off of your mount. If you fall off your mount and descend no more than 10 feet, you can land on your feet if you don't have the incapacitate condition. In addition, mounting or dismounting a creature costs you only 5 feet of movement rather than half your speed. That's the exact same as well. Level 3, Unwavering Mark. You can menace your foes, foiling their attacks and punishing them for harming others. When you hit a creature with a melee attack, or well, with a melee weapon, you can mark the creature until the end of your next turn. Actually, that's kind of an upgrade, and I'll discuss why in a minute. You can mark the creature until the end of your next turn. That's the same duration there. This effect ends early. If you have the incapacitated condition, you die, or someone else marks the creature. That's the same there. While it is within 5 feet of you, a creature marked by you has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you. Okay. That's the same. In addition, if a creature marked by you hits a creature other than you with an attack roll, you have advantage on attack rolls against the marked creature until the end of your next turn. Okay, so they have changed this a little bit. I say bonus. So, okay, so this gives you an extra attack as a bonus action on your next turn, and you had advantage on the attack roll. So now this just grants you advantage on attack rolls against the marked creature until the end of your next turn. So that is different. The extra damage to the target equals half your fighter level. I don't know whether to say if this was better than this. I feel like this is situationally more beneficial because of how many attacks a fighter will get as they level up. So that it actually might be more beneficial. In addition, Unwavering Mark has no limited uses any longer. So you can mark a massive number of creatures. And we didn't even talk about when you hit a creature with a melee weapon, you can mark the creature until the end of your next turn. So this okay. Okay. This Unwavering Mark is better than the other one. And I think there's a number of reasons why. First off, since this says with a melee weapon, you could also proc this by throwing a melee weapon such as a javelin, spear, hand axe, etc. So that is a benefit that is not present here because this had to be a melee weapon attack. This just has to be with a melee weapon, which is what those type of weapons are considered. So you could throw a dagger, spear, shield, or spear, javelin, trident, etc. Anything with the thrown property, and have Unwavering Mark proc. The other thing that makes this really good is this, or both of them scaled with the number of attacks you can make, which I didn't consider in the old version. But I think the real big advantage here is there's no longer a number of limited uses to this. And the fact that this grants advantage on your attack rolls against the marked creature, if they do this, this is a situational, but this is a great bonus. And this is not limited any longer. You can now do this all the time. And this becomes better with the number of attacks that you can make based on your extra attack. So I think Unwavering Mark actually got boosted because of this. This is also pretty good, honestly. This is not as good. So this is the same, or this is the same stipulation there. But I mean the 5 feet is not great. So I think Unwavering Mark is actually very good. I think it actually received a boost, in my personal opinion, especially since there are no limited uses to it any longer. This is something you can just do all the time now. And this also procs on opportunity attacks, which is great as well. This is a decent bonus, and this is a really good benefit. I don't mind as much that you can't make a bonus action attack anymore, and that you don't deal the extra damage equal to half your fighter level. I feel like this has a little bit better design to it. This is kind of something that you needed to remember. Now this is just something that occurs and is present, and not something that you need to remember with difficulty to do. This just happens. So yeah, I think that's a good upgrade. I'll say that. I think this is a very decent upgrade. All right, let's see what else has changed. So level 7 warding maneuver. At level 7, you learn to fend off strikes directed at you, your mount, or other creatures nearby. If you or a creature you can see within 5 feet of you. Oh, why am I reading this part? If you or a creature you can see within 5 feet of you is hit by an attack roll. Once again, we have the 5 feet. You can roll 1d8 as a reaction if you're wielding a melee weapon or a shield. That's the same. Roll the die and add the number rolled to the target's AC against the triggering attack. If the attack still hits, the target has resistance against the attack's damage. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your Constitution modifier, and you're getting all expended uses when you finish a long rest. This is exactly the same. And honestly, it is not bad. It's not bad. This is a D8 bonus to your armor class. This is the only limitation here. But there is that benefit as well. Still number of uses, so yeah, pretty decent. I don't mind that. I think it's a decent enough feature. All right, level 10, hold the line. Creatures provoke an opportunity attack from you when they move 5 feet or more while within your reach. Okay, see, this is a good option because this could be 10 feet if you have a reach weapon. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the target speed becomes 0 until the end of the current turn. That's a very good feature. That's as expected, but that's enough, honestly. All right, let's see what happened here. Level 15, Ferocious Charger. During the first round of each combat, you and your mount speed increases by 10 feet. So that's the new thing. And your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks for that round. When you move within 5 feet of a creature this round, okay, interesting stuff. That creature must succeed on a strength saving throw, DC 8 plus a strength modifier and proficiency bonus. This is expected. Okay. Strength saving throw is pretty decent. Must succeed on a strength saving throw, or you either push it 5 feet away or cause it to have the prone condition. Okay. Not bad. A creature makes the save only once a turn. That is a great feature. Okay, so it is only on the first round of each combat, but you and your mount speed increases by 10 feet. Keep in mind that it only costs you 5 feet of movement to mount or dismount. So that's additional movement to mount and dismount a mount if you need it. It also benefits your mount as well. There. You and your mount speed increases by 10 feet, and your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks for that round. When you move within 5 feet of a creature this round, that creature must succeed on a strength saving throw, DC 8 plus strength modifier and proficiency bonus. So you are going to need, if you really want to benefit from this, you need to be a strength-based fighter, which is fine. Most fighters are, unless they want to dual wield or be ranged, which range won't fit here. But you could still play a dual wield build, just use your strength and not dex. So this works perfectly fine. Or you can push it 5 feet away or cause it to have the prone condition. Both decent options. Creature makes the save only once per turn. That's as suspected. I do want to say, I think this Ferocious Charger is better than the old one. You can only use it on the first round of each combat, but this is much better statistically and mechanically than the old version, because you could do a lot on that first round of combat. Also take into account, at level 15, you are making 3 attacks per round, maybe 4, or maybe, okay, well, I say this, you make 4 attacks, or 3 attacks per round normally, 4 attacks per round if you're dual wielding, or 5 attacks per round if you have the dual wielder feat and you're dual wielding. So there's a lot going on here. This is pretty great. Yeah, I really like this. Okay. Level 18 Vigilant Defender. In combat, you get a special reaction that you can take once on every turn except your own. You can take this reaction only to make an opportunity attack, and you can't take it on the same turn that you take your normal reaction. This is exactly the same as the old version. And the old version was peak. So, honestly, Cavalier Fighter, incredible option. Dare I say amazing. Unwavering Mark is very good. Honestly, I don't know if I would change anything to that. The fact that it doesn't have uses anymore makes it incredible. It was already very good. So I actually think it deserves the push. This is a ribbon feature. This is a ribbon feature. This is okay. I mean, it's not worthless. I don't know if I think it's amazing, but it is decent. This is just a really good option here. I really hope they redo the Samurai as well. I would love to see a reworked version of the Samurai. Okay, let's look at Warrior of Intoxication, which is the reworked way of the Drunken Master. This is going to be interesting. So, main updates here. Mystic Brew is a new feature that lets the monk create magical brews that they can drink to gain long-lasting benefits. Master Brewer is a new feature that replaces Drunkard's Luck. Feature adds additional beverage options to Mystic Brew. Okay, let's get to it. Level 3 bonus proficiencies, proficiency in the performance skill, or if you already have it, you gain proficiency in another skill of your choice from those skills available to monks at level 1. So that is actually a benefit that was not present before, so that's really good. You also gain proficiency with the brewer's supplies if you don't already have it. So they actually upgraded that feature a little bit, which is nice. This is a ribbon feature, so good. Level 3 Drunken Technique. Twist and turn quickly as part of your Flurry of Blows. Whenever you use Flurry of Blows, your speed increases by 10 feet until the end of the current turn. And your movement doesn't provoke, and your movement during that time doesn't provoke opportunity attacks, which is technically the same thing as gaining the benefits of the disengage action. So, worded differently, but still has the same effect. So I actually like that feature. Okay, Tipsy Sway. This is the same. Well, actually, I don't know if it's the same. What I meant is this was present. You gain the following benefits. Leap to your feet. When you have the prone condition, you can stand up by spending 5 feet of movement rather than half your speed. That's the same. And it's a good feature. Redirect attack. When a creature misses you with a melee attack roll, you can spend 1 focus point as a reaction to cause that attack to hit 1 creature of your choice, other than the attacker that you can see within 5 feet of yourself. That is the same as well. Good feature. I like it. Level 6, Mystic Brew. This is an entirely new feature. When you finish a short or long rest, while holding brewer's supplies, you can use that tool to magically produce 1 magical beverage chosen from the following options: Cinnamon Dragon, Heavenly Spirit, or Refreshing Dip. The beverage appears in a bottle or flat or cask, and the bottle vanishes when the beverage is drunk or poured out. If any beverage remains when you finish a short or long rest, the beverage and its container vanish. Drinking a magical beverage. Only you can gain the benefits of drinking the beverage. You must drink at least a pint of the beverage before gaining its benefits. You can spend 1 minute drinking a pint of the beverage. Ugh. I say because that's a long time. You then gain the benefits of the beverage for 1 hour. 1 hour is a decent amount of time, as described below. Cinnamon Dragon. You can take a magic action to exhale toxic flames in a 30-foot cone. It's a decent size. Each creature makes a dexterity saving throw, DC 8 plus your wisdom modifier, and proficiency bonus. On a failed save, a creature takes fire damage equal to 4 rolls of your martial arts die. Honestly, that is really good. And has a poison condition till the end of your next turn. On a successful save, a creature takes half as much damage only. Also great. Okay, Cinnamon Dragon is actually really good. I'll say it. Magic action is as expected. But decent damage, also poisons, and does half damage on a success, so really good. Heavenly Spirit, you gain resistance to psychic and radiant damage. Rare damage types. Not bad. Refreshing Dip. Whenever you regain hit points, you regain additional hit points equal to a roll of your martial arts die. Kinda meh. Enhancing a magical beverage. When you create a magical beverage, you can expend 1 focus point. When you do, the benefits duration extends to 8 hours. Oh. That's kind of neat. This isn't bad. I kind of like this feature. I don't know if all of the benefits are great. I really like Cinnamon Dragon. Heavenly Spirit, I can see being useful. Refreshing Dip is kind of meh, but if you're receiving a lot of healing, I guess it's useful. I do like that you can enhance it to 8 hours. That's pretty great. It does suck that it takes a minute, but this doesn't really hurt if you can do this when you wake up and it lasts for 8 hours. So I don't see a reason why you wouldn't enhance the beverage. Huh. Okay. Level 11 Master Brew. This is a new feature. This replaces Drunkard's Luck. You learn more complex flavors. The following beverages are added to your Mystic Brew options. Blue Lightning. Whenever you take a reaction that isn't making an opportunity attack or casting a spell, you can make one unarmed strike as part of that reaction. Interesting. Okay, when you take a reaction that isn't making an opportunity attack or casting a spell, so that could be our deflect attacks. That could be redirect attack. So on deflect attacks and redirect attack, I think this is meant to combo with redirect attack more than anything. So it's not bad. I don't know if it's amazing. I do think it's good. Oh, Drunkard's Luck. Oh, that's kind of here. When you gain heroic inspiration if you don't already have it. In addition, you can give yourself heroic inspiration when you roll initiative without it. Not horrible, but not amazing. Those options are kind of meh, honestly. I do think Blue Lightning is the better of the two. Level 17 Intoxicated Frenzy. Let's see if they messed us up. You make an overwhelming number of attacks against a group of enemies. When you use Flurry of Blows, which at this level would be doing 3 attacks, you can make up to 3 additional unarmed strikes with it, up to a total of 6 unarmed strikes, provided that each strike targets a different creature this turn. So that's the same, but I do think it's a really good feature. I am curious though, based on the wording of this, I wonder what the stipulation here is. Do the 3 additional unarmed strikes have to be against separate targets, or does every single Flurry of Blows attack have to be against separate targets for you to gain any of these benefits? I think it's the former. Overall, I do think this is better than the old version. However, I would like to see them work a little bit more on the brew stuff. See a little bit more work done on it. Cinnamon Dragon, I think, is great. The others need just a tiny bit more work. Honestly, don't think this is that good. Okay, last one. Oathbreaker. So, what have they done here? I do want to... Oh, sorry. Overall, it's okay. I do think it needs a little bit more work. Oathbreaker Paladin. Obtain great power at any cost. Okay, at the DM's discretion, a paladin of any level who violates tenets of their oath can lose the benefits granted by the original subclass and gain the features of the Oathbreaker subclass instead. So that's still the same. Alternatively, a Paladin can choose a subclass at level 3 based on the character's backstory of falling from grace. That's nice too. Paladins often share the following tenets. So even these Paladins have tenets. Fear is a tool in the hands of the powerful. Strive for power at any cost. Do what must be done, Lord Vader, but never lose sight of your goal. Alright. Oathbreaker updates. Conjure undead, formerly control undead, now lets you briefly summon undead to aid you. Okay, that's cool. Dreadful aspect now loops through the divine smite spell. Okay. Oathbreaker spells has new spells. Good to know. Aura of Hate now adds its effect to your aura protection. Expected. The aura now benefits only fiends and undead that are your allies. That is huge. Dread Lord now imbues your aura protection and can be recharged by expending a level 5 spell slot. That part's also huge. Okay, let's take a look here. Conjure Undead. So formerly it was Control Undead. As a bonus action, okay, so we're already doing good. You can expend 1 use of your Channel Divinity to summon a number of undead equal to half your Charisma modifier. So 1 undead. So this is actually better. This also says round up. Minimum of 1 undead summoned. So at most, you're probably looking at 3 undead summoned from this. And at absolute best, it could... Well, actually, I don't know. I was going to say it could get to 4, but that's very unlikely. Absolute best is 3. Unless some extenuating circumstances happening during a campaign. But pretty good. Each undead appears in an unoccupied space you can see within 30 feet of you. And is a type of your choice, skeleton or zombie. Okay, that's not as powerful, but honestly, that is expected. It's also balanced. The undead are under your control for 1 minute, after which they dissolve into ash. That's not a whole lot of time, but it is enough for a combat. The old option lasted for 24 hours, so I kind of wish this was at least an hour. Each undead is an ally to you and your allies. That is good. In combat, the undead shares your initiative count, but takes its turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands, no action required by you. If you don't issue any, it takes a dodge action and uses its movement to avoid danger. Really good. Conjure Undead? A lot better than the old version, I will say that. Or a lot better than Control Undead. So, yeah, that has a thumbs up for me. I do like that change. Level 3 Dreadful Aspect. Immediately after you cast Divine Smite. So, no longer an action. Just as immediately after casting Divine Smite, you can expend 1. I don't know if it's amazing. You can expend 1 usage Channel Divinity to channel a burst of magical menace. Each creature of your choice. In a 30-foot emanation originating from you. That's also really good. Must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the frightened condition for 1 minute. A frightened creature repeats a save at the end of each of its turns. And in the effect on a success. This is pretty good as well. Good redesign. Cost resource activates when you do something rather than costing an action or bonus action. Pretty decent upgrade there. I do like that. All right, Oathbreaker spells. What have they changed here? Yep, always prepared. Hellish Rebuke, same. Witch Bolt. Witch Bolt is amazing in 2024, as I've stated in a previous video. Much better than Inflict Wounds in my opinion, so I am wholeheartedly up for that. That is great. Crown of Madness, Darkness, Fear, and Summon Undead. Okay, so they've changed those. I feel like both of those are fairly good. They make a lot of sense, honestly. Fear is good. Summon Undead is good. Blight. Phantasmal Killer. I love the new Phantasmal Killer. Contagion. Oh, and Steel Wind Strike. Okay, I see what's going on here. Okay, that's good. Okay, Oathbreaker spells are much better. These are great upgrades to the spell list. I really like the new Phantasmal Killer as well because they redesigned it to immediately deal damage upon casting it. And it's pretty decent damage as well. Okay, Aura of Hate. When you as well as any fiend or undead in your aura of protection that is an ally hits a creature with a melee attack, that attack deals extra necrotic damage equal to your charisma modifier. This is improved. For sure. I don't love that it's only with melee attacks though. The only reason being is because skeletons have a ranged attack. And this also doesn't allow you to make thrown attacks and gain that benefit. Necrotic damage does make sense, though. Other than that, decent. I would like to see this just be, I would like to see them change this to weapon attack or unarmed strike, personally. Level 15, Supernal Resistance. You gain resistance to bludgeoning at piercing and slashing. Flat out. Much better. Greatly improved. Level 20. Dread Lord. As a bonus action, you can imbue your aura protection with an unholy gloom, granting you benefits for 10 minutes or until you end it. Or until you end them. So 10 minutes is actually an improvement. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short rest. You can also restore your use of it by expending a level 5 spell slot. That's great. Since it imbues your aura protection as well, this is a 30-foot emanation, which is great. Darkness. Magical darkness fills your aura of protection. You and allies in your aura of protection can see within this magical darkness. That was not a benefit in the old version, so that is great. Fear. Whenever a creature within or with the frightened condition starts its turn in your aura protection, that creature takes 4d10 psychic damage. So that is actually the same. And I do think that's a good feature. .40-10 psychic damage is also a good amount of damage. Shadow Strike. As a bonus action, you can make a melee attack roll. Or you can make a melee spell attack, shaping the gloom exuding from you into a blade that targets one creature in your aura of protection. On a hit, the attack deals necrotic damage equal to 3d10 plus your charisma modifier. That is essentially unchanged. The only downside of that is you won't be able to use it on the turn that you use Dread Lord, but that is still really good. Yeah, damn. Oathbreaker Paladin. Honestly, really decent. I could see that going straight to publishing like this and being really good. The only change I would love is maybe make this an hour or 10 minutes maybe. But it's not useless at 1 minute. Honestly, because they just act after your turn, makes this really good. Yeah, that's really good. So here. So based on everything here, Path of the Spiritual Guardian looking pretty good. I like a lot of what they've done here. Path of the Storm Herald, I still think needs a lot of work. I don't like the design of it at all. I really think they need to, I don't know. I feel like they either need to like streamline it a lot and make it the Storm Herald to where it focuses on storms, or they really need to make these options better. I don't know. I just really don't like the fact that there's options here. Unfortunately. I think they need to focus on C. I think C needs to be the default, and they just need to focus on that. Because lightning and thunder makes sense for a Storm Herald. And this just doesn't work. This just doesn't fit what I am thinking when I think of Storm Herald. So I think that is why I continue to be disappointed by it, including in this Unearthed Arcana. Cavalier Fire looks amazing. I really like the changes that they have done to it. The only thing that would make this perfect in my mind is if the 5 feet, the mention of 5 feet in both Unwavering Mark and in Warding Maneuver, if they change this to be within your weapon's reach. Then again, they would have to specify that it's within your melee weapon's reach. But I don't know if they could change. I don't know if they could word it in a particular way to where that would function perfectly. Honestly, this is okay as is, and I would play this as it is currently written. If I had one nitpick here, I guess, I would love to see this be in addition. I would like it if you got a skill and a language. I guess that's my only nitpick here. Otherwise, I think they could publish this with the changes that they've done. Warrior of Intoxication. I would love to see a little bit more work on the Mystic Brew and Master Brew. Make these options just a little bit more appealing. Otherwise, I kind of like the direction that they're going with it. I would like a tiny bit of clarification here. Maybe even if it's clarification in Sage Advice. And then Oathbreaker looks like has some really good changes here. My only real note was I kind of wish this was a tiny bit longer than a minute, even though I don't think it's gonna really change the situation in which Conjure Undead is used. I would like for it to be 10 minutes at the minimum, though, even though that's a very minor thing to complain about. And I would like for this to be specified, or I would like this to be changed to melee or ranged attacks, because I would like for the skeleton to be able to benefit from its ranged bow option, and I would like you to be able to benefit from this if you throw a melee weapon. Also, I find it interesting that fiends are included in here, even though you don't really have a spell prepared in which you summon fiends. I do find that interesting, but that is kind of an artifact left over from the old version, so I don't mind it being present there. I am curious whether or not paladins can actually summon fiends, though. That may be a tiny thing. But overall, I think there's some decent things here. This is kind of a 50-50 for me. I really like Oathbreaker, really like Cavalier, really like Path of the Spiritual Guardian, or at least what they've done with it. Not a fan of Storm Herald. Think work needs to be done on Warrior of Intoxication. But other than that, yeah, I'm kind of looking at a 60-40 split. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about these though. So, if you watched this video, thank you for taking the time to do so. I greatly appreciate your support, and I really enjoy your engagement on these videos. I would like to thank my wonderful audience because I have just reached 300 subscribers on my channel, so thank you for that. I really appreciate it, and I hope to continue making videos for you. So keep liking my videos, keep watching them, and yeah, I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you. See you later. Bye bye.